Life's highs and lows are echoed in today's text from Ecclesiastes, the first reading, so often read at funerals. There is an appointed time for everything, we heard in the first reading, and a time for every affair under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die. The author knows that everything has its purpose, an appointed time for everything, but feels that his own life has grown repetitive and monotonous. His mood might have been lighter if he had shared the belief of the early Christians that here we have no lasting city, but seek one which is yet to come. There is a season for everything, a time for every occupation under heaven. We sense a deep truth in the insight that everything has its time. But if there is a right time for everything, we don't always find it. For example, do speak out of turn when it is really a time for silence? Or do we stay silent when it is really time to speak up? We can learn from experience how to get our timing better. The more we are in tune with God, the better our timing will be. The timing of Jesus was perfect because he was completely in tune with God. After a time of prayer, he asked the decisive question, "Who do you say that I am?" The time had come to tell them the kind of Christ that he was, the Son of Man who would suffer much, be put to death, and then be raised up. Jesus is asking us that same question to us today. Who do you say that I am? Relationship with Jesus is not what we have heard from others. It is not what we have learned. Not that we have heard, but what and who we have encountered, experienced in our life. It is based on our personal experience with God. And this is what we see in the life of Saint Vincent de Paul, who was touched by God, who was inspired to serve the poor. That decisive question remains timely for all of us today. It is a question that always puts our faithfulness to the test. We are invited to keep making our own personal responses to this challenging question. Who do you say that I am?